A very good evening to you. If I ask you to name the top 10 businessmen in the world, if you do not know the answer, you might search for it on Google. Now, if I ask you what your default search engine on your PC or your laptop is, a majority of the Sri Lankans would say it is Google. I have here with me this evening the country lead for Google itself, Mr. Fazal Ashfa. Good evening, Fazal.
Good evening, Chaturanga.
So as the first question, let me ask you, what do you do at Google?
So essentially, our role revolves around growing the business in Sri Lanka and doing what we can to bring the magic of the internet to people in Sri Lanka, in the country, and help them access information. And Google works in a number of areas. Our goal is to bring that to each and every Sri Lankan and help them make the most of this.
You have a number of projects, I'm told 7 projects that are very successful in the region. If you care to elaborate on them.
So essentially, Google has 7 products that have over 1 billion users globally. These billion was a significant milestone that we reached, and that's not a number that has capped. As you know, we also have a number of initiatives around bringing more people online and getting more usage and driving up more usage for Google products. So there's, this will be getting to better numbers in the future.
Now, this time around, you're here in Sri Lanka for a reason. The Mega Avurudu Pola.
Yes.
What is this concept?
Yes, absolutely. So the reason for being in Sri Lanka is the Avurudu Mega Pola, which is an online shopping festival that Google is using to catalyze the online shopping space in the country. What we see generally is that the number of Sri Lankans that are online is extremely high if you look at regional benchmarks. Also, the GDP per capita is extremely high. So you have a lot of affluent people coming online and searching and watching videos, chatting online. So there's all this exciting activity that's going online. The same is not reflected in the e-commerce space, and people are not transacting online based on the metrics that we see. We see absolutely no reason why that should be so, and our objective here is to catalyze the e-commerce space and to help kickstart. There's a lot of interesting things that are already going on. So I'm not going to say that nothing's happened yet, but it definitely can be much more than where it is today. Sri Lanka stands out for a number of reasons, and there's no reasons why in e-commerce it cannot be a lead for the region.
So far, sir, for this Avurudu Mega Pola project, you're partnering with Newsfirst here in Sri Lanka. Can you tell me the reason you all chose Newsfirst as Google?
Yes, absolutely. So whenever Google works on such projects, we go in with a host of partners that know the local landscape and have an established presence in the country. Newsfirst has island-wide reach, a very high engagement in terms of all the programs that go online, and in our conversations we found Newsfirst to be incredibly supportive of all digital initiatives that are coming. I know there are a number of initiatives within the organization. So far you guys have been very supportive, and we're counting on that support to bring the message of the online shopping festival, Avurudu Mega Pola, to more and more Sri Lankans across the country.
For heading into the final bit of this Avurudu Mega Pola project, can you give me an insight as to what is it just going to be an online market, or is there something interesting there?
Sure. So let me just guide you through what would happen. Essentially, what we've done is we've gone out to every merchant who's been transacting online and some who haven't been transacting online, and convinced them to put up online exclusive deals for the duration of this festival. So as you know, Avurudu is a time when people are spending more, they're looking to buy things for their house. So what we've done is we've negotiated with a host of vendors who are going to put up products, services for online exclusive prices, and then we're going to invite users like yourself, like me, to come online and to purchase and to take advantage of those deals. And by this, we're trying to create the demand and supply, and to get people to transact online. So the purpose of this exercise would be to have people come online for the first time to transact, and a lot of people who've been online for a while and have not been purchasing online, to try and get them to do more and more online on the internet, using Avurudu as a catalyst.
Has Google tried this project out in any other country, or this is the first time this is happening in the region?
So there have been similar initiatives across the region. You might have heard of the Great Online Shopping Festival that has been, in India, in Singapore, a number of other countries. We've done shopping festivals. However, I would say that Avurudu Mega Pola is very Sri Lankan. It was thought from the ground up as being around the Avurudu festival, and the process started in looking at the ways in which, so we had the problem of all the metrics lining up but not much happening in terms of e-commerce transactions. At the same time, we had this amazing period where people go out and shop for almost everything. So the thought process was, how can we match this and take advantage of the situation to try and serve Sri Lankans better.
Okay, as a final question, Faisal, what do you expect from this project overall?
Essentially, what we're doing is we're looking for, as a user, to be excited by what you find online. So we're trying to convince users that there is a world out there, and that transacting online is actually one of the, it's going to be ubiquitous soon. It's going to be something that everybody would do on a daily basis. So for users, we're trying to ease that initial barrier. We're also trying to show the organizations that are offering their services that transacting online can actually be a large revenue stream and a growing revenue stream in the future. Besides that, there are lots of data that we'll be looking at as to how many people come online, how many people actually transact online. So what we're doing essentially in terms of success, we have a number of different areas that we're looking at to at the end of the festival.
Okay, Mr. Ashfaq, thank you very much for coming in. On behalf of News First, let me wish best of luck for the success of Avurudu Mega Pola. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.